welcome back to my channel. So I know I normally, or lately, I've been doing my story times in the car, but I decided to do this one in the house. I don't feel like being in the car right now, so I'm gonna tell you guys the story time of how I got fired from Publix. Yeah, out of all the stores, you wouldn't think that would be the one, but it is. Okay, so this is not a this story is kind of recent. Well, kind of sort of, because it was right after the pandemic. So yeah, so I applied for a job at Publix, and this was right after the pandemic, so it was like they were looking for people like this. So I needed something quick and simple because I was out of work for a little bit. So I applied as a cashier. Okay, cool. But I had to have the later schedule. So I basically I worked from 4 to 10 because I took my girls to school and I picked them up. That's always been my set schedule for a lot of my jobs lately. So anyways, I had that schedule for a while. Now mind you, I only worked at Publix for a year and a half. I think it was a year and a half, something like that. So yeah, so I worked every day. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, the story ain't gonna be long. So I worked every day, just about. Weekends was open. I used to work 7 to 5 or 7 to 4, 7 to 2, stuff like that. Okay, so I would go to work every day. And as a cashier, you know, you work the front. But what they don't tell you is that you also work the cart roundup. You bag the groceries, because sometimes you swap out with other people so that you do different things. Okay, that's cool. But they have this one particular job, and it was cart wipe. And if you don't know what cart wipe is, a lot of people don't, because this was just right after the pandemic. You would literally stand outside, you know, where they walk in to get the carts. You would stand right there with a bucket of water and a bucket of sanitizer, and you would literally stand there all day and wipe every single cart as it comes in and out, like all day. They actually, now the first time I did that, it was like maybe 2 hours. So I was like, okay, that ain't nothing, that's fine. And then it started becoming where they made it my entire shift. And I was like, why am I out here doing this my entire shift? Like, this is this stupid? But to some people, they're gonna say, girl, that was easy money. Why you complaining? It's boring to stand out there and wipe carts. And then on top of that, you're standing there with a washcloth, a bucket of water, and a bucket of sanitizer. And you're wiping the carts. But people are still grabbing the same cart that you just wiped. You had to wipe the entire cart off. But people are still coming in grabbing that same cart that you just wiped off. Walk over there to where the little sanitizer little things are, the Clorox wipes, and then you are wiping it again. So it's like, okay, so what am I out here for? Y'all got me out here for 8 hours a day for what? Because people are still gonna go over here, grab a Clorox wipe, and clean the entire cart again right behind me. So what am I doing? And then on top of that, yeah, they had it like timed to where you change out the water and then washcloths and all of that. Okay, cool, great, whatever. But do you understand that, like, if I'm wiping 15 carts or up to at least 30 carts before y'all change out the water and the rags, it's not really productive. You're just wiping around with more germs on each cart. It just wasn't making sense to me. So then it got to the point where every schedule I worked, they put me out there until close, from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. That's where I was at. And then on top of that, because I was out there wiping carts. I also had to vacuum that area and mop that area before I could go home. Now, first of all, I applied to be a cashier, not maintenance. That was not what I applied for. So that became an issue with me because I was just not understanding why every shift I'm out there. And like as soon as I came in, they're like, "Oh, we're putting you out on cart wipe." I'm never on the register. And if I was on a register, it was very, very, for a very short amount of time before they took me off and said, "All right, we're going to put you out here on a cart wipe. Are you going to go out here and grab carts?" Okay. Why y'all didn't just hire me to be cart roundup or a bagger if y'all was going to constantly have me outside versus inside the store? Okay. So then I decided that I wanted to transfer from being a cashier to the pharmacy. So that's what I was working on. I had finally got all my paperwork put in to transfer to the pharmacy, all of that, because that's really where I wanted to be. I had got all my paperwork put in, all of that. And then once I got all my paperwork put in, I had to do like these modules that every job does where you have to sit on the computer, do computer work where they put you on the floor, even though I already knew most of the things about pharmacy, but you have to learn the company. So I did that, and I was in the middle of doing that. And on top of that, while I'm doing those, I'm still having to go and do cart wipe every single day. So this one day in particular, I had honestly just had it with doing cart wipe. And I had told one of the managers, because she was like, I had came in and I seen where I was going for that day. And I asked her, I said, why am I always the only one out here on cart wipe for the entire shift? Like nobody else is ever out here for their entire shift. And she said, oh, yes, they are. I said, no, they're not. I said, you can ask anybody up here, any of the other cashiers, they'll tell you that nobody else is out there like I am. Then on top of that, they have favorites. So some of the people never once went out there. Like the cashiers, some of them were never scheduled to be a cart wipe person. And I found that interesting. So I brought it up. When I went on when I went on a break, I went to the manager's office. I talked to the assistant manager, and I actually expressed how I was feeling about being the only person being on cart wipe. And there were other people who have been at that job longer than me, and not once were they out there on cart wipe. And people who were there before I got there could tell me that it was not being equally given to everybody. It was just me because I had that later shift. So they just stuck me on cart wipe. So, okay. So it got to the point where one of the managers, me and her butted heads. We really did. Because she didn't understand my frustration. She didn't. And she was like, well, if you don't want to do that, you can just go home. I went home. Because I'm like, this is not fair. I've expressed to you multiple times that I feel like this is unfair, and you're still sticking me on this same particular job. So I go home. A couple of days go by. I go back to work. I'm working. Okay, cool. I'd say at least like 2 months go by. Right before my year mark was up. This was right after my year mark was up. And I come to work, and they ask me, so are you going to do cart wipe? No. I flat out told them, no, I am not. And it was like, well, since you don't want to do cart wipe, we're going to have to send you home. I don't care. Because I feel like y'all, once again, like I kept explaining to them, y'all are not listening to what I'm telling y'all. So they were like, okay, well, we're just gonna let you go home for a few days, and then we'll return to this topic when you come back. Okay. That's what they said. Okay. I'm not at work. This is a complete off day, because they told me for a few days. They gave me like 3 days. On the second day of me being away from work, I went up there only because Publix be having sales on drinks, on like sodas and all that stuff. So I said, I'm about to go up here and get me some bottle orders and some sodas for my house. So I go up there on my off day, y'all. Are you listening? My off day. I go up there and I'm shopping, I'm getting everything I need. And I come to the front of the store after I check out, and the store manager, he comes out and he said, "Hey Kim, how you doing?" I said, "Hey, I'm good." He's like, "Can I speak to you for a second?" I'm not thinking nothing of it. So I go into his office and I sit down, and he says, "So it's come to my attention that you refuse to do cart wipe. So here you go." He handed me termination papers. Do you know what's on my termination paper? Insubordination, refused to do cart wipe. That's exactly what's on there. Y'all really fired me for not doing cart wipe when I expressed the fact that it was not really sanitary, because you're just wiping germs back on the cart, because y'all are not, y'all have it timed so how when y'all change out the water, but it's not every hour y'all are changing the waters out. You see what I'm saying? Or every 30 minutes y'all are changing the water out. It wasn't like that. So yeah, my off day, I got fired. Yeah. So I look at him when he handed me the paper, and I was like, "For real?" He was like, "Yeah." So I just got up and I walked out. And I was like so confused, so upset, so pissed off. Because why? On an off day, y'all could call me up here to do that, or call me on the phone or something. You had to, but you waited till I was on an off day. Then on top of that, it's like, so did you see me on the camera when I came in the store and then decided to go and print out that paper to give to me? Because that's exactly how it seems. So I go to my car and I just cry, because I'm like, I'm frustrated, because I don't understand, like, you really fired me for not wiping carts. Like, I could understand if I would have hit somebody, or if I was cussing out a customer or anything like that. Because other than this incident of me not wanting to wipe carts, I had good compliments from customers all day, every day. So I was like, so, like, really? So yeah, y'all, this is the story of how I got fired from Publix. Of all places, Publix. Really? I laugh about it now because it's funny to me now, because it's like, okay, whatever. You live, you learn. So, if you made it this far, thank you for watching. If you've seen any of my other story times, thank you for watching those. Don't forget to like this video, comment, subscribe, share this video with any and everyone. Maybe somebody else has a similar story. If you've ever been fired from a job, leave it down below. Let's talk about it. So, until the next story time or vlog or fashion haul, peace out.